Hey, it's me, Brian, with TeachSelfAwareness.com. Welcome back to another video. This one's part of the series of the Pick a Card series, where you get intuitive spiritual tips for your spiritual trip. So the way it works is after the intro, there'll be 3 stacks of cards. You're going to get a 3-card reading for absolutely nothing. All you've got to do is pause, get calm, and in the stillness, just pick which package of cards you're drawn to. After that, you'll be able to go ahead and get your reading here in the video. It's a great way to expand your self-awareness, to be able to have a focus on spiritual principles, spiritual practices, and get up and running for the next month. So good. Ready to get started? Let's go. So, go ahead and just take a moment to pause and get calm by taking a few slow, deep breaths. When we breathe deep, we find that we relax and that our head's clear and we're just in a better space to sort of know subtly which pile to pick. You just want to go with what you're drawn with. It doesn't matter. You're going to end up with the right one for you. So I'm going to give you a few minutes to consider which stack you want, number 1, number 2, or number 3. This is going to be guidance that you can use over the next whole month. Okay, so now that you've chosen, the card reveals are coming up in the rest of the video. Now, if you want, you could jump to the timestamp to find yours. After you see yours, consider watching some of the others just to see how they unfolded. So you picked card pile number 1 for your 3-card reading in general over this next month. So the first card that's coming up here is called guilt, right? Now look, this does not mean that you're guilty, and it doesn't mean you're going to feel guilt. No, none of that stuff at all. The first thing that this card is pointing towards is, in general, there are several different tasks or activities or relationships or goals that we have in our lives that are ongoing. And being a human, being a limited self, we can only be in so many places throughout the day, throughout the week, and throughout the month. So this is just reminding us that whatever the tasks are, we want to not feel guilty that we can't do some other things that we want to do in our life. You know, we can't have every single relationship with every single person out there in the world. We have to kind of prune it back, right? We can't do every single thing around the house all at once. We cannot do every exercise routine 24/7 all day long. No. And we don't need to feel guilty about the things that we cannot get to. So this month, consider what those important activities are to you, the things that you really know are joyful or are responsible. And that way you can show up for those, just like she's showing up for this ironing task, and you'll be able to iron out all of the things that really are not quite as important. So it's just reminding us to prioritize the different things that we have coming up this month. Look at the things that are important and joyful, but also the things that we have to be responsible for. And that way we can be where we need to be and put our awareness and our presence there and our actions there when the time comes. Plus, by prioritizing, we're going to have that whole week and the whole month really kind of structured out so that we're not going to feel guilty and we're not going to feel overwhelmed, because we're going to be in the right place at the right time with activities, interests, and relationships that we feel are the ones that we need to be a part of. Now, let's pull up the second card and see what that does for us related to this part of the reading. Okay, the second card in this reading is called Possibilities. Possibilities. Great, great. So look, when we prune back this month and we just focus our awareness, our attention, our whole heart onto the things that we know we have to do, but also the things that we really want to do, that we genuinely are in tune with, then those relationships and activities are all going to start to really get rich in color, as you see here. They're going to get rich because they're going to be invested in. They're going to be invested in by our attention and our awareness. And that's going to open up and grow them into new ways, into new avenues. So for example, relationship with a significant other, if we show up there and we are mindful and present, and let's say maybe we notice more about them that we think is special, and we reflect that back to them. So, in our conversations with them, we're going to be telling them the good things we see about them. That's going to warm us up, and it's going to warm them up. And it's going to bring all of that beautiful possibilities flourishing, right? Plus, we can also look at different activities, like if we're in an exercise routine, and we can look at the things that have been working for us, right? We can look at some of those things that have been working for us. Then we can go to new vistas. The possibilities expand. Maybe we add a little more weight to the exercise bar. Maybe we try something different, like run instead of bike. Something. We can find new possibilities when we do what the first card said, which is when we accept that we can't do everything, and that we kind of prune it down and hone it down to the important things. And then those important things are going to blossom and grow, and we're going to go higher and higher and higher in them. We're just going to experience new and better things. So let's move on to the third card and see what all of this is really coming down to in the end. So the third card in this series for your reading is dissipating. Look at this, dissipating. So what a great place to be. So when we let go of guilt, because there isn't really any, because we know we can only do so many things throughout our week and our month, and we hone in on those things that are really important and valuable, then what's going to happen is we're going to be spending our attention on the stuff we want to see blossom. And those new possibilities are all going to rise up. Before you know it, you're going to be sitting in the easy chair, the ease, the comfort, all of any fears, any guilt, any worries, any anxiety, all dissipating, all vanishing, because we've showing up in our life. We're showing up big, really. Our hearts are present, our minds are present. We are valuing the people and the things we are engaging in. We are taking meaningful actions, and it's all very manageable because we have structured it and pruned it to the point that it needs to be so we can get it all done. We can get those things done. And that ease and comfort is going to give us a chance to relax, like she's doing there, right? Going to be able to relax and be able to contemplate and consider what new things we may want to add or change after that. So that's your reading. Now, even though this reading is past, please subscribe to the channel, because then you can be a part of more readings and more other quality content that is on this channel to help better our lives. Plus, if you want, you can even keep watching through the video at the other card series. The reason why is there might be some tidbits or spiritual tips that kind of pop out to you that you might be like, hey, I might be able to make use of that. So I would suggest that you keep watching through the next two card series. So if you pick card pile number 2, these are the interpretations for your month. All right, let's start with, it starts off with abundance, right? Check this out, abundance. So this card is letting us know that this month that we're talking about is really going to be one of those experiences where we get to mine all of the good things out of the relationships and the interests and activities that we're participating in. So look, we can easily be mindful, right? Mindful, conscious, and aware, so that we are seeking the coins, like she is in the card. We are seeking the gold or the good things that we have in our life. This might mean that we are doing gratitude lists, where we're just throughout the day or throughout the week, we take a few minutes to look around and see the little coins or the little objects or things in our environment that we are grateful for. Now, this might be even just as simple as like when we get into the car, we sit down for a moment before we start it, put our hands on the wheel, and we just feel that feeling like, oh my God, I'm so grateful to have this car, right? Abundance. Another thing that we could do is just notice the people that are part of your life. just take a peek at them, even when they're not looking at you, and just admire them. Admire them. Seek to find the gold that you see reflected off of them, right? As we do this, we get richer and richer. Our life becomes more abundant. We become more appreciative of the things around us. So what a great month to do that. And so what else are we seeing here? Like, the alternative is we want to avoid just sort of reaching to things around us in order to feel good. No, we want to see what we can admire, not what we can put into our mind or into our body in order to feel better so much, but instead just focusing on what we can bring to situations and reflections that we can put out there to people when we see them, so that, hey, we let them know that we are grateful for them. So let's look at the second card and see where this leads to. Now, if we're doing those gratitude lists and stuff, we come up with card number 2, which is the stress card. This is perfect. Look, so stress is something that we definitely don't want. Why would we want stress? No one wants stress. And we're not going to have it when we are focused on the things we are grateful for. Really feeling that vibration of ease and comfort that we get from admiring the abundance of little things around us. I'm talking about, for example, the fact that you have a computer or a cell phone. What? Oh my God, I am so grateful for the doorways that opens up to me, right? Stress. So we don't have to worry about juggling all these different things, all these different thoughts of worry and fear and remorse and whatevers. No. So look, as we continue to be grateful, right? And that might be as simple as making a list, called a gratitude list, where you just write down some of the things you're grateful for. Or you can even pick a family member or a coworker, somebody who's in your life, a friend, and you can just make a short list, of 8 or 9 things, 8 or 9 light, bright things to juggle that you feel you want to celebrate. You want to trumpet play about that person. And that's just going to bring that warmth and that wellness into your month. It really is a way to raise your vibration, and vibrations being raised equals no or low stress. Okay, so if we're that far along in this card reading, let's see what it all comes down to for the month, right? So the last card in the reading is Destiny. Oh, Destiny, such a great card to close out this reading with, because look, so here we are, right, represented as the good and bad of the world, this duality. Here we are, knowing that we can focus on negative things, or we can focus on the white, light, good things, the grateful things that we find in our day, in our week, in our month. And as we're doing that, as we sift through the positive and negative, or the pluses and minuses, as we sift through and we choose the light, see, we choose to go to the gratitude place, where we are really just admiring maybe nature, or maybe if we're in a car and someone's driving us, we just look out the window and marvel and admire and maybe remember what it was like when we were kids. How maybe we feel the sun over our eyelids, just the little things, and maybe we savor what we're eating when we have a meal. We just notice the taste or the flavor, and we just connect that with gratitude, right? With the light. As we're doing that, our destiny, which is really to be well and whole and inspired and awake and wise, right? And at ease, our destiny is going to continue to blossom, continue to unfold all those hopes, dreams, desires. Our true path, our true purpose in life just continues to become more apparent. So that's your 3-card reading. Now, I want to encourage you to what? Subscribe to this channel, because there's more things on this channel that are here to support our spiritual growth, our spiritual development, and really help us to be practical and purposeful in our day-to-day life. Plus, if you want to, you can even watch to the 3rd card or go back and watch the 1st card. that you didn't pick, because maybe something will pop out from that that might just help you along the way. Yeah, it's just a couple more things for you to even be grateful about. But either way, I want to let you know I'm grateful that you were here and that you were able to receive this message. So, if you picked card reading pile number 3, this is it. Let's take a look at what we want to focus on over the next month in general and see what the cards can give us as far as spiritual tips, spiritual guidance. Let's take a look. So, the first card, what are we looking at here? The first card that comes up for this is called Perseverance, right? Perseverance. So, think about this. During the month, the weeks in the month to come, it's reminding us that sometimes we've got to trudge through. We've got to stick to the course, right? We've made some decisions in the recent past where we wanted to start something new or where we wanted to expand on some of our projects, our goals, and we get to those points sometimes where it gets a little tough, or maybe it requires us to just keep hanging in there, even though we might be a little weary. It allows us the chance to go further so that the whole thing can break open into the whole new dimension of the activity. What it's saying is that when you persevere, you're going to get to the other side and you're going to find out new things that were worth it. So it's just bearing in mind that we want to stay close to our higher self. That's our spiritual self, right? That means we want to stay calm. We want to stay clear-headed. We want to get into our calm or right mind. And we want to remember who we really are. We want to persevere in the work of knowing we are a spiritual being, or really a consciousness and awareness that is living inside of a personal life. And the perseverance on our spiritual path and staying with self-care and staying, physically rested and staying in high vibrations emotionally, that perseverance is all going to pay off this month. And we're going to look at the other 2 cards to see in what ways we're talking about. So let's see what else we have here. So card number 2 in the series shows us, whoa, what do we got? Change, right? Just what we're talking about. So this is fitting right in perfectly. We are persevering through our relationships. We're really showing up for them, and we're doing our best with the new things we know. We're showing up at work, our projects. You know what I mean? We're doing all the innovative, new, inspired things that we're being given to do moment to moment, and we've been walking that path, and now we're really going to start to see things evolve, spiral out, change, grow, and in such a beautiful way. In a way where we're not really worried about black and white or good and bad anymore. We're looking at a variety of expression. So our perseverance this month leads to a variety of expansion in all the areas that we are mindful and focused on. So let's go a little further with the 3rd card and see where this change leads us. So your 3rd card in the series is Discovery. Yeah, look at that. So with the perseverance and all the new changes in the relationships, at work, at home, wherever we are, it all comes down to being a whole person who is more confident, even more in control of their spiritual nature, who's even better and clearer at being able to communicate with their higher self, and is discovering more and more new things to be able to just have a rich life and a really beautiful month, right? With new growth, and the pink here is this new passions, new way of communicating things coming through. So we're just having a glorious time here with this discovery. Persevere, watch the changes, trust that the changes are going to manifest, right? And that they're going to be a beautiful variety. And then boom, discover ourself and our consciousness, ourself and our awareness on a much deeper level, just expand and grow as an individual. And as a result, everything around us expands and grows too. So that's card reading series number 3. And I just want to thank you so much for being on your persevering path to change and discovery. So before you leave, be sure to subscribe to this channel. By subscribing to the channel and liking the video, you help the algorithm on YouTube here. And what it does is it really gives more people a chance to grow spiritually because they can then see the video and they can participate too in the pick a card. Now, you may also even want to share this on your Facebook page because then your friends, other people, they can go through the process too and they can have their fun experience. It's always nice to try something different. It's always nice to see change, right? So I want to thank you again. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your life. Feel free to look at the other videos and the different topics on my channel. I'm here for you to deliver spiritual tips for your spiritual trip. And it's all just strong, solid self-awareness. This is just basic consciousness, awareness, the ability to be practical and to be risen above our emotions, to be able to point our imagination and take actions on it to change our lives and to better the world. Enjoy all the variety of things I have for you on this channel. Enjoy your awareness.